What's up YouTube, I'm Escape, and welcome back to another video. Here we are on the Hardcore Iron Man. No spoilers for the next episode, which should be tomorrow if all things go well. Don't want to give away what I'm planning on doing, but we're going to need a little bit of RNG for the episode to come out. Hopefully it's out tomorrow. But today, we're going through another alt account. Last time we went through an alt account, it was a Green Dragon alt. And turns out Green Dragon alts are pretty good. Today, we're going to be looking at Wyverns now that the Dragon Hunter Lance is out. See how good they are. That being said, boys, let's go ahead and crack on into it. I hope you guys enjoy. Alrighty boys, so today we're going to be going over another alt account. Now everyone knows the best alt you can have in the game is the Rune Dragon alt. However, not a lot of people have that much time to go ahead and get themselves the 200 quest point requirement and all of the other requirements of Dragon Slayer 2. So the alt that we're going to be going over today is a Wyvern alt. Now recently the Wyvern alt has become a little better, I think, with the release of the Dragon Hunter Lance. I've not actually tested out the Dragon Hunter Lance at Wyverns. That's what we're going to be doing today. Most people use Dragon Hunter crossbow, but we're going to go ahead and see if the Dragon Hunter Lance could be a little better at the Wyverns. Now, normally I would test out these alts in gear that I think most people can afford, but I figure if you're going to be going to the Wyverns with a Dragon Hunter Lance, you can most likely afford all of this gear anyway. And I've decided to go with the Fire Cape and Dragon Defender rather than the Infernal Cape and a Vernic, just to make it a little bit more realistic for the average player. I've just remembered that you need to use a Dragon Fire Shield at the Wyverns, so we're going to be using that, not the Dragon Defender, but we are still going to be going with the Fire Cape because that does make a difference. I was going to go with the Ferocious Gloves, but then I realized you need to do Dragon Slayer 2 to have Ferocious Gloves anyway, and if you got Dragon Slayer 2 done, you might as well just have a fucking Rune Dragon ult, you know what I mean, boys? So, that's the plan. We're going to go suss out what it's like down at the Wyverns, and hopefully we can make a bit of money. So this is the inventory that we're going to be going with, guys. Just a few Monkfish, Super Combat, and a couple of restores. I don't think we'll need this many restores, but we'll see how we go. Got the Fairy Ring in the house, and we're going to be using that to go to Mud Skipper Point, which is AIQ. And then we're just going to be running through the Wyvern Cave. I figure if you're going to be making a Wyvern ult, you probably already know where the Wyverns are. I'm going to have to remember to bring a stamina potion next time because I completely run out. Now, the main difference between doing this with melee and doing it with ranged is with ranged you can obviously just stay here forever because you don't get attacked by the Wyverns whatsoever. However, with a decent defense level and just a little bit of food, you can pretty much get a full inventory here with the melee. But that being said, if you use the range method, you're way less likely to actually pick up the bones because the bones aren't stackable. Whereas if you're doing this with melee, you're going to be banking quite a bit. So you're more likely to pick up the bones, and the bones are worth quite a bit. All right, boys, that is the first inventory done. Let's go ahead and get out of here and have a quick price check. That inventory took me 13 minutes, okay? So we'd probably be able to get 4 of these inventories done in the hour. So let's have a quick squiz at the price check. Okay, 240k in loot, and then on top of that, we spent, it was about 35k in supplies. However, I did have to one-tick flick for a little bit there, which obviously you're not going to be doing if you're doing an AFK alt. So I'm going to bring a couple more restores. If we see here, the first inventory, we spent 37k on supplies, and the next inventory, we're going to be spending 58, nearly 60k on supplies. So from that first inventory, we would have made about 190k profit, which is still pretty decent. You know, can't complain with 190k profit. That's going to end up being about 800k per hour as an AFK alt. So let's see how we go with the second inventory and see if 4 restores will suffice. Yeah, nice, guys. It looks like 4 restores is going to be the one, like how much we're going to need for every trip. So that's perfect. You love to see that. This is going to be the last kill of this one. Once again, took 14 minutes. So like I said, you're probably going to be able to get 4 of these trips done in the hour. I'll finish up the hour. We'll see how many kills we manage to get, and then we'll go from there. Right, second trip, spent about 60k, and we managed to get 248k, not too bad, not too bad. Pretty much pretty consistent with the last trip as well, so not too bad. Trip number 3 done, guys. That one actually only took 12 minutes. That was a quick one. So only 159k from this inventory. Maybe we got unlucky, or maybe we got lucky on the first 2 inventories. we'll have to see how it goes. Okay, boys, that's going to wrap it up for this trip. I do have supplies to continue doing more kills, but that's the hour up. In the hour, we managed to get 64 wyvern kills. So it's about, we on average got 16 per trip, and the total loot was 828k in the Runelight tracker. I'll go ahead and get it out of the bank, and then we'll go through all of the supplies we used as well. Right, so here's all the loot from the hour we just did at Wyverns. Runelight says 828, but obviously we didn't pick up a few things, so we'll just quickly chuck all this in and see what we actually ended up with. Yeah, so 800k, we left about 28k in loot on the ground, which, you know, that's going to happen sometimes, but we'll go ahead and check how much we spent in supplies. So 800k in gross profit, and as you can see here, we spent 232k, so 568k in profit, which it's not too bad, boys. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and get a Dragon Hunter crossbow, and we'll head back down there and see what we can get with it, like how many kills we can get with the Dragon Hunter crossbow. So this is the setup we're going with for the range setup. I've got the broad bolts of the Dragon Hunter crossbow, Dragon Fire Ward. Like I said, if you can afford a Dragon Hunter crossbow, you can most likely afford the rest of this gear. So, should probably change that to an archer's ring. So the plan is to safe spot them. However, I'll take a couple bits of food just in case. But I am going to pick up all of the bones, and we'll teleport out after we get a full inventory as well. You're definitely going to make more money if you pick up the bones and then teleport out than if you were to just stay there the whole time. Obviously, it's a little less AFK, but we're here to make some money, you know what I mean? Oh, I fucked up, guys. I forgot that you have to lose the aggro of the wyverns. So, pause the timer, all right? Just pause it for a second. Right, first trip done with ranged, guys. This took us, as you can see, 12 minutes. And we got 14 kills, so less kills per trip on average than the melee. But obviously still pretty much reasonably around the same time. I think this is going to come down to which one uses more supplies, really, as to which one's going to be faster. It seems like they're pretty in comparison with each other. At the end of this, we'll go through a DPS calculator as well, so we can figure out, like, genuinely which one is better. All right, guys, there's 2 trips down. We managed to get 27 kills in those 2 trips, and it's taken us 24 minutes. So that's like 1 kill a minute, a little bit more than that. Like I said in the last clip, I think we're going to end up with pretty much the same amount of kills per hour, and it's just going to come down to supply costs, which at the moment seem to be exactly the same. Shit, boys, I got distracted and did an extra kill, so we'll take 1 off the count. We managed to get 66 in the hour with range with our 1 mil loot. That being said, boys, you know how we do things around here. We don't just take things on face value. We've got to actually do the mathematics behind it, figure out which one is actually going to be the most DPS if we're doing both the methods the same. Obviously, if you're using range, you literally don't have to leave. It's way more AFK, and you can just chill out on another account and leave the bones. You'll make a decent amount of money per hour, but not the most amount of money per hour. I will go over how much money you make per hour in just a second. I will quickly go ahead and do a price check of all the stuff we got during the ranged hour. Right, here's a price check for all of the loot we got in the ranged hour. Like I said, the supplies were pretty similar, but the loot is obviously a little bit different. Right, so 950k in the ranged hour, but obviously we use supplies. I'll quickly grab them out now. Right, so 950k in loot, and then we went through 5 trips to get those loots. So bang, 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 and we'll go ahead and chuck in 226 broad bolts, 14k. So 250k in supplies minus the 950k, about, what's that, 700k profit? Is that more than the melee hour? It sounds like it is, but obviously the loots can be different. For anyone saying I should be using a different style of bolts, these are equivalent to adamant bolts, and if I was to go ahead and get anything different, remember we used 220 of these. Let's say we want to use diamond bolts, 224 of these bad boys is almost 100k. Or if we even wanted to use dragon bolts, we're going to be going through a fuck ton. So broad bolts is definitely the best option here. Let's go ahead and jump on the DPS calculator, and we'll go ahead and figure out exactly which one is the best. Right, so there we go, boys. Here is the DPS calculator for the gear that I was wearing versus the skeletal wyverns. As you can see, it is a massive difference in favor of the Dragon Hunter lance in terms of DPS, meaning that over a long period of time, melee is going to be a lot faster than ranged is going to be. That being said, ranged is much more AFK. You can stay there for a lot longer. So it truly does come down to personal preference. The only thing that I will say is with ranged, after you get the Necklace of Anguish, there is nothing else that is going to increase this DPS by a huge margin. However, with the melee setup, if you upgrade to the Infernal Cape, and you upgrade to the Serpentine Helm, and you upgrade to the Ferocious Gloves, you can see that the DPS does go up by quite a bit. The only thing you could upgrade here is the Ava's Assembler, and that would make it go up just a tiny little bit. So, for the most part, melee is going to be much faster, but range is going to be much more AFK. So, Wyverns as an alt, now we've got the Dragon Hunter Lance. It seemed like it was going to be a good thing because a lot of people have Wyvern alts, but in the last video that we did on an alt, we did Green Dragons, and Green Dragons made 650k an hour with way less requirements. Whereas this is going to make you about 600k an hour, 650k an hour, and you have to get 73 Slayer, 72 Slayer, maybe Barrow's Gloves if you really want them. It's like, it does have quite high requirements, and the amount of money you have to spend is also very high. Whereas the Green Dragons, we were just using a Zami Hasta. Obviously, they would be better with the Dragon Hunter Lance as well. So, if I had to say, is a Wyvern alt worth it these days? Honestly, probably not. They will make you 600k an hour AFK, but I think there are better alts out there for less effort. And hopefully we can go through a few of these in the next few videos. But that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And I will catch you guys in the next video tomorrow. Take it easy. Yo, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode in EV365. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm putting out a new video every single day this year. Don't forget to click that bell icon as well so you get notified when it comes out. If you guys really enjoyed a video, you could also leave a like. That really helps out the channel to get the videos in suggested, and it's really good for channel growth. On top of that, if you are enjoying the videos and want to see some of these things get made live as they happen, I stream 5 days a week over on Twitch. Crazy stuff like this goes down very often. Boys!
Oh no, I know that noise. Oh, you have to.
I'm safe.
Oh,
I'm safe.
please.
I'm safe.
How much cash is that?
124 mil. Holy fuck. Muscles.
Hey,
Hey,
disgusting.
did you just fart?
Fucking disgusting.
And if you just want to keep up with my day-to-day wheelings and dealings, you can also follow me over on Twitter at EVscapeOfficial. All links will be in the description down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Take it easy. Oh my god, I bet you got killed by a fucking bear. Oh my god.